India and New Zealand have officially concluded negotiations on a long-awaited free trade agreement. Both governments are calling it a landmark deal that could reshape economic ties between the two countries and potentially double bilateral trade within the next 5 years. But even as leaders in New Delhi and Wellington celebrate, cracks are beginning to show inside New Zealand's own government. Just days after the announcement, New Zealand's Foreign Minister, Winston Peters, publicly criticised the agreement, not in Parliament, but on social media. His remarks have triggered political controversy and exposed deep divisions within the ruling coalition. Winston Peters, who also leads the nationalist New Zealand First Party, has described the India-New Zealand Free Trade Agreement as neither free nor fair. According to Peters, the deal disproportionately benefits India while asking New Zealand to give up far too much in return. In a strongly worded post, Peters warned that this agreement is a bad deal for New Zealand, one that, in his words, takes too much and gives too little. He specifically pointed to major concessions on immigration and investment, while arguing that New Zealand's most important export sectors have failed to gain meaningful access to the Indian market. Dairy, in particular, lies at the heart of his criticism. New Zealand's dairy industry is a cornerstone of its economy and a key political issue in rural communities. Peters says the agreement does not deliver real benefits for dairy farmers and would be nearly impossible to defend in front of rural voters. He has gone as far as to say that New Zealand First opposes the deal outright and regrets the direction it has taken. This opposition is significant because New Zealand First is not a fringe group. It is a crucial partner in the country's ruling coalition. Public dissent from the foreign minister raises questions about internal unity and how the deal will move forward politically. The backlash comes at a time when both governments had projected confidence and optimism. According to New Zealand's government, the agreement will eliminate or reduce tariffs on approximately 95% of New Zealand exports to India. More than half of these products are expected to become duty-free from day one. In return, Indian goods will receive full duty-free access to New Zealand's market. Beyond trade, New Zealand has also committed to investing nearly $20 billion in India over the next 15 years across multiple sectors. New Zealand Prime Minister Christopher Luxon personally discussed the agreement with Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and has strongly defended the deal. Luxon says India's massive market size and rapid economic growth will create jobs, investment opportunities, and long-term benefits for New Zealanders. He also emphasized that finalizing a free trade agreement with India was a key promise made by his national party during the 2022 election campaign, a promise that has now been fulfilled in the party's first term in office. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, for his part, has called the agreement historic. He said the FTA lays the foundation to double bilateral trade within 5 years and welcomed more than $20 billion in investment from New Zealand across sectors such as technology, education, agriculture, and infrastructure. Despite the leadership-level enthusiasm, Winston Peters remains unconvinced. He argues that the speed of the negotiations and the substance of the agreement both raise serious concerns. According to Peters, New Zealand failed to secure adequate protections and advantages, opting instead for what he calls a rushed, low-quality deal rather than a carefully negotiated one that truly serves national interests. The result is a rare and public split within New Zealand's government, one that could complicate the agreement's implementation and reshape domestic political debates in the coming months. For now, the India-New Zealand Free Trade Agreement stands as a symbol of growing Indo-Pacific economic ties. But whether it ultimately delivers on its promises or becomes a political liability remains an open question. As the details are scrutinized and opposition mounts at home, the coming weeks may determine whether this deal is remembered as a breakthrough or as a deeply contested compromise.